In today's video, I show you how to install and configure Vaultwarden. Vaultwarden is a Bitwarden server, perfect for self-hosting your own password manager. It's compatible with upstream Bitwarden clients, so you can have your password manager working in almost everything. Let's get Vaultwarden set up. But before we get started, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter yet, I'll leave a link below. It's a monthly publication with Unraid news, written out guides, and more. Sign up now so you don't miss out. On to Vaultwarden. First thing we're going to do is jump over to the Apps tab, and we're going to search for Vaultwarden. We'll find Vaultwarden in the list, and we're going to click Install. We're going to choose the default branch, which is the latest. We're going to scroll down and expand to Show Docker Allocations, just to make sure that we don't have any conflicts with anything. And we'll go back and look for the web UI port of 4743. Double click on that, Control F, and there's only one used, so that one's good to go. Then allow signups, we're going to leave that on true for now. And then invitations allowed, I'm going to leave that on true for now as well. You can go back and change these later on, but right now we're going to leave that so we can create accounts so you can actually use it. And if you want to invite, friends or family, you want to have the invitations allowed so that you can send invites out. Like I said, once you get it all set up, you can go back and turn these to false. And WebSocket down here, we're going to change this to true. And then for the admin token, we're going to need a nice long password there. So we might as well use Bitwarden since we're setting up a password manager. So let's head over there. And I'll leave a link in the description to the site so you can get right to it. But it's Bitwarden's password generator. So there's the password. If you want to make it longer, let's say a nice, 48 characters long. Good and secure. Let's hit regenerate just for fun. We're going to copy that to our clipboard. Oh, note here too that right now I'm using capital letters, lowercase letters, numbers, not using symbols. The reason being is that I've had issues with that in the past with special characters and it just kind of confuse, the container you're in or whatever the case may be. So stuff like this, I just leave it without it. When I'm using a normal password generator for my normal websites and stuff, then I almost always have those special characters unless the site won't allow it. So now that we've got that password copied, we're going to go back to the container. We're going to paste that password in as the admin token. Now that you have that, you're going to want to save that because that's how you are going to log into the admin side of Vaultwarden. So save that password somewhere for the time being until you can get into the normal Vaultwarden and get it saved properly. So for me, open up a temp document and I'm going to paste it in. There you go. So I've got that saved. That should be everything there. Scroll all the way down, hit apply, and then hit done. Now we're going to jump over to our Docker tab. We'll find Vaultwarden here and we're going to turn on auto start. Then we'll go back and click on the Vaultwarden icon and go to web UI. And here's where it wants that token. So we're going to paste that in and then press enter. So now that we've got it installed, if you're getting some value from this video, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe while you're down there. I know I've said that like 100 times, but it's for a reason. Most of you don't subscribe, and that's the one thing that really helps out the channel. So do me a favor and do that. So now that we're logged in, we need to go to the NGINX Proxy Manager and set up a proxy. So let's jump over there real quick, go to our Dockers and open up NGINX Proxy Manager. And if you don't have NGINX set up, then I left a link in the description. You can go watch my other video on how to do that. I'm going to proxy host. I'm going to add a new host. I'm going to call this Vault. We'll do my XenAbs one. Something I never use. I'm going to add it. Leave it on HTTP. Send it to that server. The port number that we had created earlier, we're going to put in here, which is 4743. If you had changed yours, then, obviously set it accordingly. We're going to cache the assets, block common exploits. We want it to be publicly accessible. Jump over to SSL. We're going to request a new cert for it. We'll turn on those two. We'll use this email. We'll agree to the TOS and hit save. We'll go click on it, make sure it works. And there you go. Comes right up. All right. So now that we're here, let's go ahead and create a new account. Put in our email address. I'll do demo at alientech42. Name, you can call me demo. Master password, something super secret. Copy that, paste it in, hint. And we'll hit create account. So our account's created. We're going to hit continue now once the email address is there. Put in our password we created and log in with master password. So there you go. Set up. Quick and easy. Now let's talk about how to use it. The vault we're in here is our own personal vault, so we can just go ahead and create passwords. We can save stuff. We can do whatever we want here. So let's do new item. Let's do a secure note. Oh, here you can do logins, so your website login information, cards or for like credit cards, that kind of stuff, identity, your personal identifying information, name, address, phone number, that kind of stuff. And secure notes is for any kind of secure note you want to keep. I like to use it for license codes and that kind of stuff. So we'll do secure note. We'll just do something, test note. If you have a folder, you can select the folder. This is a brand new account, so there's nothing in there yet. Then you can put your note down below here. Secret note goes here. Any kind of custom fields, you can add in fields, text, hidden, Boolean fields, whatever you'd like. You can have it so it's going to prompt for the master password every time you go to access this. So stuff that you really want locked down, you can do that. But once you're happy with your selection, go ahead and hit save. And it creates the note there. Let's go create a new one. We'll do another new item. We'll leave it as a login this time. We'll say website, username. We're going to call this, demo at alientech42, password. Paste it in my password for Vaultwarden, just so I've got that one saved. And then TOTP key, we're going to leave that blank for now, but you can set that up. Then the URL will go here. So this, in this case, what do we have at vault.zenabs.com. You can use the default match detection, base domain, host, starts with regular expressions. Several different options there. I'm going to leave it on default match detection. If you have any additional notes, you can put them in. Vaultwarden is awesome. And we'll hit save. So now it's created another entry there. We'll do one more. Let's go create an identity. So go to an item. We're going to do an identity and we'll put in a name. We'll just put in me, folder, not going to worry about that. Title, Mr. There we go. That sounds good. Username, Jeff. Company, we'll put in alientech42. Social security number, passport number, license number, email, phone number, address, some random stuff. And, you get the idea. Oh, got a good one for you. 90210. And save. So now I've got an identity created. So now if you go to a website and it wants, you to put in your address and that kind of information, you can just select it out of Vaultwarden and it'll just automatically fill it for you. It's kind of nice. Same thing with cards. You put in a credit card information, name, cardholder name, what type it is, number, expiration, super secret code number on it, any notes you have for it, just go ahead and create it. So now that you've got your accounts created, you can start using it. So let's move on to organizations. We'll click on new organization. We're going to name this Alien. Email is there. We're going to hit submit. And it's created a new organization. Over on the left, you can see that you've got your Alien organization and then your normal vault. So if you go to Alien, it's got its own passwords. Go to your normal vault, it's got your own set there. So it keeps them separate. Once you're in your organization, you can go to the members tab and then you can send out invites to invite other people into your organization. So if you want to have a password manager for your family and keep it all contained so you can all share passwords and that kind of stuff, you can do that. Just send out the invitations through, your family. You can have your friends and family use it. You can have, anybody you want use it, really. So if you want to create a password in your organization, once you're in the organization, you go up to new, create an item, same identical stuff. So let's just do a note in here, make it easy. Alien test, there we go. Notes. Then you can choose who owns it. We can have either your account itself, or since we're in the organization, have the organization on it. That's what we're doing. We'll leave it on the organization itself and we can click save. Oh, we got to have a collection first. So we're going to go with default collection. There we go. Save. Now you can go to your default collection. You can see it there. Click on it. There's your stuff, nice and secure. Now if we switch back to our normal password manager, you'll see it there as well. But you see the owner is now Alien, which is the organization we created. And the reason you can see it is because this account, my demo account, is a member of the organization. If I wasn't a member, then I wouldn't see that. I'll go back to admin console here. We'll go down a little bit and under reports, we're going to expand that and you can look at reports. You can look for exposed passwords, reused passwords, weak passwords, unsecured websites, and inactive two-step logins. So if we click on one of these, you can have it checked and it says, good news, nothing's been exposed, which is good because I just created the account. So go back to reports, reused passwords. I've only got one in there, so that's why it's not reused. Weak passwords, everything looks good there. Unsecured websites, looks good. And it's good there. So it's kind of nice. After you've got, a bunch of stuff in here, you can look and see if you've got reused passwords or if you've got stuff that's just from long time ago, that's weak password. It tells you which sites they are. You can go change them. Let's jump down to settings now. So the organization name, you can change that here. Let's call this Alien Org. You can change the email if you'd like. Go ahead and hit save there. That's done. You can see it's changed it, the organization name up here. API keys, if you need one, you can go ahead and view that, or you can change it. Down the danger zone, for those of you that watched Archer, you'll know what danger zone is. Anyhow, you can click delete organization. Obviously, it deletes it out. Purging it deletes all the passwords out of the vault. And under policies, here you can require two-step login. So anything that, for this organization, you can lock down and require certain things. Master password requirements, you can set a certain, length for the password. Password generator, you can make sure there's a certain length required for that. Single organization, you can make it so that other people can't join more than one organization. Remove individual vault. That means you're removing their personal vault, and the only thing they have access to is the organization one. If you're trying to share passwords, like, through like a tech team or something where, everybody's using the same passwords to get into certain services, you'd probably want to do that. Remove send makes it so that the members are not allowed to create or send. And send options is setting up the options for creating and editing sends. And the send option we haven't talked about yet. It's basically you have the option to send passwords and secure notes to other users. So you can, send a password to someone securely, and you can lock it down so it's, only available to be viewed once or a certain time frame. There's different options. We'll get to that. All right, let's go back to our normal password manager. Let's talk about that send option real quick. We'll go click on send. There's no active sends yet, so let's go create one. We'll go new send. We're gonna call this test. Everything's test demo or alien. We're gonna send text. We're gonna go super secret. Password is password. When accessing the send, hide it by default. We're gonna turn that on. Copy the link and share the send to my clipboard upon saving. I'm gonna do that. Then options. We want it to delete after a certain amount of days. Let's go with 1 hour. Expiration, we can go never, 1 hour, 1 day, whatever. So let's do an hour on that as well. Maximum access counts. You can set up how many times that you want it to be accessed. Maximum of 1. So once they open it, that's it. They've got 1 hour to open it. It expires. It deletes at that same hour, and they can only open it once. We'll give it a password to open it, so we can talk to them on the phone and say, hey, the password for this is. Then when they open it, they'll have the password. They can already open it up. So we'll give this a really easy password. Let's go with demo just to view it. Yep, it's viewed. All right, good deal. Super secret note. You can hide your email address, or you can deactivate the send so no one can access it. So that's good. I'm gonna hit save. It's created. It should have copied it to my clipboard. We'll go send it now. It's been sent. Now let me go open that up. Here we are in the email. There it says demo send from Vaultwarden. We open it up. There's the link. Click on the link. Now it wants us to type in the password. I forgot what I put in. Demo, there we go. That's what it was. So there's the name of it. It's called test. It's hidden by default. You can toggle visibility. There you go. There's our note. So then we copy value. We can do whatever, that's that. So if we close this, we go back to our email. Let's click on that link again. And it goes, oh, look at that. You're trying to access something that doesn't exist. It did just what we expected. It deleted it after one viewing. So it's doing its job. That's the send option. Let's go down to tools. So for tools, you've got your password generator here. So you can, generate a username, monstrous, random password, different username, password type. The length you can set up, down, whatever you'd like. Include special characters. You can regenerate password. There you go. Don't like that one. Hit it again. Don't like it. Hit it again. That one looks good. Copy the password. Let's jump down to import. If you've already got another password manager and you're looking to step away from that and just use Vaultwarden, you can import the data from that other program. Let's say, you've got a Bitwarden account. So let's go ahead and export this information so we can import it into Vaultwarden. So to do that, we're going to go over to Tools. We're going to go to Export Vault. File format is going to be a JSON file. That's fine. Hit Confirm Format. Got to put in our master password again, then hit Export. It's going to download the file. Now let's go back to our Bitwarden and we will import that. Yep, make sure we're on the right one. We're on our Vaultwarden. We're going to go down to Tools and then to Import Data. For import destination, you choose where you want it to go. We're going to go with My Vault. You can also put it into your organization folder. If you've got a certain folder for it, you can put it in there. We don't have any. File format, we are going to do a Bitwarden JSON file, and we will choose the file. There it is. Then we hit Import Data, and it says Import Successful. We hit OK, and we look here. Here's our demo Gmail account that came from Bitwarden. So that's how you import passwords from Bitwarden. And if you want to export out of Vaultwarden to something else, it's the same process you did over at Bitwarden. You just click on Export Vault. You choose what file type. If the one you're going to is a CSV file, you choose that, whatever the option is. Confirm format, put in your password, hit Export Vault, and it saves it to your Downloads folder. We've already talked about reports. Let's jump down to settings. So in your own personal vault, you change your name here. You can change the email down below. The danger zone, you can deauthorize the sessions. You can purge the vaults. You can delete the account, whatever. The same options that we had in the other one. Under security, here's where you can change your master password, put in the current one, put in the new one, and confirm the new one again. Two-step login. If you have an authenticator app, like Google Authenticator or something else like that. A YubiKey, which I've got a couple of those. They're fantastic. You can add it there, Duo account, WebAuth, or you can do just the regular old email verification, which is probably the least secure out of all the options. And then for keys, here you've got KDF algorithm keys and you've got the API key. Down to preferences. The Vault timeout, so when you have no activity in the Vault, you can have it automatically timeout and reprompt you for your master password. There's different options there from a minute down to your own custom. And in the Vault timeout action, you can have it either lock the account or log out entirely. Choose your language here, show website icons, and one of my favorite things is the theme. I hate light themes, so you can use system default, which for me is dark. There you go. So under domain rules, here is a list of sites that you can custom add stuff that's similar, like, Bank of America, they've got that domain name, they've got BOFA, they've got MBNA, and Use CFO. So different domain names that go to the same site. You just click on the gear to modify that. You can exclude it, you can customize it, you can add in something else, whatever the case is. Then under emergency access, this is kind of a nice feature. If for some reason you are unable to get into your account, you pass away or something tragic happens and you're in the hospital in a coma or whatever the case may be, you can set up emergency contacts ahead of time so that these other people can get in and view your passwords and, pay the bills and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a nice feature. You can add emergency contacts there, put in their email, they can view it so they can just look at it, or they can totally take it over and reset master passwords and all that stuff. The wait time's kind of nice. So if, you're on vacation and someone's trying to access your stuff and you have it set for, 14 days because you don't respond in anything. And if you're gone for 7 days, there's at least a 14-day waiting period. So they can't get into it. If it's after 14 days, then it'll open it up and let them in. I'm going to cancel out of that. So that covers pretty much all of Bitwarden. Well, let's go check out the admin side real quick. In the beginning, when we first logged in from Vaultwarden, it had the admin panel that popped up and we had that really long password we had to put in. If you don't have that open or you want to save it for future access, you just browse to it. So in this case, ours is vault.zenabs.com. And then you do a / and the word admin. And there you go. Put in your password that we had in the creating of the container, that big long 48 character one. And there you go. So in here is the admin for the overall Vaultwarden account itself. We've got general settings, advanced YubiKey settings, a lot of the same stuff we had already seen earlier, but this is kind of behind the scenes set. Under general settings, the domain URL, you set this to your local URL. Then you can go through here and just, set up anything that you need. You can put, storage limits, you can put in organizational attachment, storage limits, whatever you need. You can read through those and set things. That's the only option that I'm really concerned with. So I'm going to scroll down some more. And then the other big one here is the SMTP email settings. So you want to have that enabled, set that to true. Then under host, you put in your email host provider. For me, it's, let's do smtp.gmail.com. Secure SMTP, start TLS, we want that. That is correct for Gmail. Port 587 is correct. Your from address, you put in your email. From name, you just put in whatever name you want. Vaultwarden seems good. Put in your Gmail account address. The next option is passwords. In here, Google really likes you to use an @password for this kind of stuff, so you head over to their site to create that. If you don't know where that's at, I'll leave a link in the description. It's myaccount.google.com/apppasswords. You go there. Once you log in, verify the account, all that good stuff. You just create the password at the bottom. Put in the name of the app and create it there. So we'll pretend that I've made one. We'll just paste it in. And if you scroll down, you can do a send a test email here. Enter the email account, demo at, Gmail. I really got to have a certain account for this stuff. Send test email, it sends it off. Oh, so you got to save it first. Save, there we go. Now we can go back in there and do a test one, which it's going to fail because it's not a real account. But with your correct information in there, credentials, it'll just pop up and say success. The other things to note here are the email two-factor authentication. And then the other option that is good to know about is the backing up of the database. Click on backup and it's done. You'll see here that it only creates a backup copy of the SQLite database. It does not include any of the configuration or file attachments. So now that we've went through all the configuration, let me show you how to set up a browser extension. To do that, let's go search for the Bitwarden Chrome extension. You'll find the Chrome Web Store, and then, whatever browser you're using. If you're using Firefox or whatever, you just look in their extension store. You find it, add the extension, it shows up, and you see how it popped out here, then disappeared, this little puzzle piece. If you click onto that, you can go and pin it so that it stays there all the time. And now you see the Bitwarden shield icon up there. It is now pinned, so let's open that up and configure it. Now by default, this is going to report back to Bitwarden's site, but we can change that so it goes back to our Vaultwarden site. To do that, underneath email address, you've got bitwarden.com. Logging on there, we're going to change down to self-hosted. So the server URL, you're just going to either copy and paste it in from your site, or if you know what it is, you can just type it in. https://vault.zenabs.com. And then you hit save in the top corner. And now you can log in with your account information. So for me, it was what, demo? Oh, look, it popped right up. And then the password, copy that in. Have it remember the email, continue, master password, log in with master password. And then now the little shield up here is blue, meaning that it's logged in and it's active, it's ready to go. Now that the extension is installed, let's go check it out and see if it works. Let's go to our Vaultwarden account. Let's open a new tab here. I've already got it open over here, but we'll type it in. We don't need the admin. There you go, there's our Vaultwarden account, and look, it popped right up. So it recognized the account. You just click on the required information, it fills it in, hit continue, puts in the password for you, then you log in. Just like that. Now, if you came across some item that you needed to paste in your information, your personal identity stuff, it'd be the same thing. You can just go and it should automatically detect it. It doesn't always, but if it doesn't, you can just click on that same item there. You can search. There we go. So you can click on it and it'll paste in all that information. If it doesn't know what to do with it, it pops up. You can see everything listed there. And the same thing goes with credit card information. If you have a site where it's requesting credit card stuff, you can just click onto it. You'll find the card listed. You click on it and it goes in. We can actually search. Did I create a card or not? I don't think I did. Nope. 0. You can view all your notes through there. You can, it's pretty much just like the website. It's an extension in your browser. We haven't saved one for the admin site, so let's go do that, and I'll show you how to add it to Vaultwarden. So we'll go here, put an admin, comes up. Let's log out first. So here it's recognizing the site. This isn't the right credentials though, so we need to get the big old master password. We'll paste that in. We enter it. And if it was a new site, it would pop up and say, do you want to save this? So since it already knows it, it's not popping up, but you can go add that in, hit plus. Then the extension will automatically fill in the information that it knows. So it knows what site we're on. It puts that information. It puts in the web URL for it. So we can paste in the password and then the username. There wasn't one. You hit save, and now you've got 2 entries there. If you need to get to a password generator, you just do the same thing. You click on the extension, drop down at the bottom. You've got generator. You click it. You can set whatever details, and your password's up there. If you want a new one, little circle arrows, icon next to it is for copying it, copies it. It's kind of all the details for the extension. There's one other thing I want to show you real quick. There's a desktop app you can get to, which that one is going to be at bitwarden.com/download. And here you've got browser extensions. You've got desktop, web apps, mobile, CLI stuff, every kind of browser extension you can think of. Let's go to desktop. You got Windows, Mac OS, and Linux support as well. Since this machine's on Windows, let's download that one, install it real quick. It's done, we hit finish. Future Jeff here. At this point in editing, I noticed that there was nothing on the screen. The Bitwarden app itself has disappeared. Did some research on it. It appears that by default, the Bitwarden desktop apps for both Mac and for Windows prevents the screen capture and recording to protect the Vault data. So the next few clips here have no information on them. No, you can't see the screen. So this part of the video, you can't really see what I'm talking about here, but let me just kind of give you a nutshell of what's going on. It's basically the same process as the extension. You go through, you drop down, you select the self-hosted server, you put in your own Vaultwarden server information, you log in with your master ID and password, and it's the same basic process. You can just, create accounts, you can add stuff, you can get secure notes, you can generate passwords. Once you get the app installed and you start playing with it, it's pretty easy to understand. You'll know what's going on. All right, back to the video. Scrolling it down a little bit, you'll notice that there are mobile apps as well. You can either get the app from the iOS store or from Google Play. That's pretty much it. Kind of covered everything. All the extensions, the different apps that are available, the setup of organizations, your own personal stuff, importing and exporting. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And check out one of these videos next. And I'll see you in the next one.